Hello, I'm Mike Hamilton, Director of Product Marketing for BreakingPoint Systems.
And I'm Todd Beardsley. I'm a security researcher, and I spend most of my time here at BreakingPoint working with the app simulator.
So today we're going to be talking about a very cool feature we've added recently that we call the Custom Application Toolkit. Now what this allows our customers to do is to build their own proprietary application protocols that they can run in Application Simulator without having to share the details of that protocol with us. So Todd here is going to talk quickly about how you get that information and how you tell our box how to run your protocols.
Right. So what we see here is an XML specification of a sample protocol. You would write this, like Mike said, in the event that you didn't want to share your application details with us. And so while it hurts our feelings, you're welcome to do it this way, I guess. You see here it starts with an application tag with a source port 0, which means random, as with all other of our applications, and a desk port of 53, which makes this DNS. So for illustration purposes, we have some variety of D blocks in here. D blocks are the atoms that pretty much describe the building blocks of your application. We have a ASCII type up here of BreakingPoint Labs. We have some pack integers, which are, as you might guess, packed integers of various types. We have something a little more exciting down here, which is the query setup here. And so once all your XML is written using your favorite XML editor or Emacs, you upload it to the box and then run it as normal.
So on that note, let's take a quick tour of how to go about doing that. So we've already got the test set up, so we're going to jump right into Application Manager here. Give that just 1 second. And I've got a superflow predefined here called Screencast, and you can see there's no flows defined within it. So we're going to add the flow, and it's the custom application flow, and we're going to add that in here. Now, because we're doing DNS, I'm going to click on the options here. I'm going to switch the layer 4 transport protocol to UDP as a standard for DNS. Going to apply that, and then we click back here. And you can see we're going to create an action here, which is called process dblock XML.
And this action is going to be common for all custom applications. This is pretty much your only action that you get.
So we're going to click on that action here. We're going to get the options. And you can see the first thing that jumps out is this XML description file. And that's the XML file you saw just a minute ago. We've actually already uploaded that, and it is called custom.xml. Now, if we just scroll down a little further in the XML file, you could have seen that when the server replies with the DNS response, it's actually returning an IP address that is actually a pretty cool feature. You actually are provided with 6 values you can specify in the UI for each of these actions that allows you to specify certain parameters when you're doing these setups rather than having them hard-coded in the XML. In this case, the IP address was actually set up to be this. So in this case, I set it up as a hex format. So we're going to go ahead and add in an IP address in hex format. Let's go 3E 0A 0105. That sounds good. We're going to apply that, and we're going to save our superflow here. And I've actually, as I said before, I've got a test already set up that uses this superflow and application profile. That's the custom app screencast. So we're going to run that with all the default settings. Give it just a few seconds to process and run.
As you can see, this is all going to be very familiar to anyone who's used the app sim at all. This is all very typical for any application.
So you can see our
There it
real-time
goes.
stats scrolling, and you can see our UDP flow jump up here with our DNS transaction. And good for us, the test passed. So we're going to click on that, and actually we actually had a capture set up. So we're going to look at the capture here. You can see this first packet was a DNS standard query to BreakingPoint Labs. So let's actually dig down in here a little bit. You can see we've got all the standard flags set, one question, and there's the query. It's BreakingPoint Labs. And then you can see the very next packet is the response. You'll notice that here for the answer, there's the BreakingPoint Labs, and it actually responds with the address 6210 3E0A0105, which you'll know is that IP address that we added in that custom setting field. So that's about it on Custom Application Toolkit. We hope this has been informative, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thanks.